Okay. All right, here we go. Getting the GSXR all lined up. Got that new gold chain, new sprockets. It's looking really nice. Gotta get that master link on. Got the correct wheel spacer. New rear brake pads, fresh fluid. Very nice. Okay. We'll wait and see if anybody jumps in the chat. It is kind of late. Go ahead and give it a second here. Okay, time to rock and roll. Okay, all systems go. So this is part 8 here. If you're following along, pretty much we've done a valve adjustment on this bike. Engine oil, air filter, spark plugs, fixed a couple little broken things, and now we have the rear tire back on. We did the chain and sprockets, front and rear sprocket, chain, new brake pads, flush the brake fluid system, and we're going to go ahead and button this back up now. So let's go ahead and take a look at our master link here. All right, let's go ahead and get these little O-rings put on. From the looks of it, the chain looks like I couldn't remember if I ordered a universal, but it looks like I kind of got it down to the linkage, the correct length. Okay. Take a look here, see what we're working with. So I don't think we need to cut this chain. Oh, if I can just get it to actually clip in. Oh wow, it's tight. Huh, interesting. There we go. It's just a super tight fit. Brand new chain, brand new sprockets, so might have a slightly better couple thousandths more material from how tight it was. Yeah, that's all the way forward too. So when we basically back out these adjusters here, pull tension, and from what I've learned, it's kind of weird, but on these GSXRs, when you torque the swing arm, when you torque this nut here, actually makes the chain a little tighter. So we'll see. Okay. All right. And let's see, we'll go ahead and press these on. But before we do that, take a quick measurement. Close enough. And basically I just want to know the before size of basically the diameter of the pin before I rivet it or crush it. So looks like I'm about 216 thousandths. Okay, double check this one. Oh. It's like 210. Got like 216 on that one. Yeah, same, about 216. Okay, so we're about 216. Typically, you want about, it all depends, like anywhere between like 6 to 10, 12 thousandths of crush. So if we're at 216, we want to bring it to like at least like, 226. All right, perfect. So now we have an idea because they're all different sizes. Sometimes they're like closer to 200 thousandths, but this one right here, ooh, don't want to forget our O-ring. Okay, perfect. I'll go ahead and take this. Okay, make sure it's on the pins correctly. Okay, you have to back it off and correct it. It looks like we're going on nice and straight. Okay, like right there. Oh. Okay, pretty much almost there. Just about flush. Yep, so far so good. There we go. Okay. So now before we do a full torque on it, see they're kind of protruding, but what you really need to do is measure it. Let's take a look here. Alright, we're going to need some of these here in a second. Okay, so one way that I kind of just go off of it, it's about 760 thousandths, give or take. About 600 or about 768 thousandths. 764. So this could go like just another little bloop of a turn. We'll see if we can do it. Usually that might be close enough. Like if you took let's like measure another one. Yeah, see this one's even less. That's 753 thousandths. 756, 57. You don't usually have to get this precise. So in reality, it looks like I could crush it just a couple thousandths more, and it probably wouldn't hurt anything. Yeah, looks like it crushed probably like another at least 3 to 4, 5 thousandths. Is it good technically where it sits? Yeah, it's probably fine, but if we can get it just a little bit better, why not? Okay, so right there. Okay, that felt like about 4 thousandths to me, maybe, assuming it moved. Which it doesn't really appear as if it did. Maybe a couple, maybe like 2 or 3. So the other test that you can do, bring it here and then basically kind of check the ones around it. When you move the links, they should go back, they shouldn't stick. So if you do your master link here, if you do it too tight, it'll kind of stick in that position, which it's not, so we're not too tight. And if it was too loose, you would kind of notice it. So we're within a couple thousandths. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. I mean, just from eyeballing it, you really wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's one that we're going to rivet, and those are the ones next to it. It's such a small difference that I can't really see. We're only able to kind of measure it, but that couple thousandths could be all sorts of variations. It's not super critical. So we'll need that here in a second too. But now we're going to need this set of tools. Yeah, DID Didn't know that they made their own. I have two of these by RKXL, and this model that I got this one a long time ago, and I kind of prefer this one over their other model. The other one seems a little bit more heavy duty, but sometimes heavy duty is not always the best in the sense of ergonomics. But this is done, hundreds of chains, I want to say. It's done quite a bit. And as long as you use the tool properly, I think I've only had to replace the chain breaker once. But let's see, we're going to go ahead and rivet it. Okay. A little bit of grease. Oh. Okay. Now it does. I'm trying to look at it. That should be fine. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and torque one of them down. Maybe, boom, just one like that. Okay. Huh. Am I reading that right? That doesn't make sense. How come it's that almost doesn't make sense. Kind of, maybe because when you press it on it loses a little bit of material. It was originally 216 thousandths, now they're about 212. So just pressing them on removed 4 thousandths. I don't know. Let's go ahead and put another 1 to 2 cranks on them and remeasure without trying to break a rivet. All right. Let's see where we are at. Right there. Okay, let's crank this bad boy down. Okay, stopping right there. Check them. Yeah, I feel like they could almost use a little bit more. Hold on. There's only one way to find out. Remeasure it. Okay, there we go. Now I'm starting to see. That's the one that stopped too. Interesting. So that one's about 217. Huh. It's about 2. See if we can get a little bit more out of that one. It's kind of interesting. I don't know, it feels like it's it. That one almost looks like it swedged just a little bit more than that one. Yeah, I'm only getting like 212. It's kind of creepy. It's kind of less than the original measurement there. Hmm. That one right there is about 1,000th more than what it originally was. Not sure, or is it my I mean, my tool looks okay. Unless I gotta put down my purse a little bit and squeeze that fucker a little harder. I don't know. Let's find out. Today's episode of Quantum Motor Works. Let's try not to fucking break shit. Okay. Maybe. Let's take a look. Ah, there we go. We just took that to about 219. There we go, much better, 220. So, I think this one right here, probably get just a little bit more out of that bottom. It's just a really hard chain, or that, or my tooling's starting to get worn out. Okay, 220 and 220. So that's about 4,000ths over. What's the crush look like? I feel like I could go just a little bit more. I kind of want like another 2-3 thousandths. So we're at least like a solid 5-6 thousandths over what the original measured diameter was. I had a similar thing on a high strength chain when I was using a cheap tool, but was ready for that size chain. Ended up bending the tool. Yeah, that's very well what could be happening. Like I was saying, I've used this on a lot of freaking chains, so it's kind of, it might be a little worn out. Hold on, I have an idea. BRB. Okay. Yeah. So this one right here, my RK, the one that I was just using, we use that one like probably over 100, 200, 300 times. This one right here is more new. I've only used this one a handful of times. This one's a little bit more heavy duty. Alright, let's try not to break this. Okay, looks like it has a stopper on it, built-in stopper. So you like almost can't over torque it with this one. Okay, boom. See how that feels. Okay, so no difference, about 220. About 220, 221, 220, yeah, about 221. So maybe an extra thousandth out of it. Interesting. Yeah, this is just a good chain. That's what it is. It's a really tough, it's really hard chain. I don't know if I can go any more on that. It looks kind of maxed out. I don't think I can even rivet it any further. No, there's no point. It's pretty much butted up against it. So I don't know. Do I want to leave it like that? I mean, I know it's not going to come off. 216, and I got about 4 thousandths of crush. Kind of still want just a little bit more. I'll sleep a little bit better. That's kind of why I like this one right here. Okay. Okay. I mean, let's see. I mean, if I go any more, I'm probably going to end up breaking it. Okay, so that one's about 222 now. And this one's about 223. 220. Seems like they're starting to flare out now. I think that one's good. Shoot. Could they use just a little bit more? Ugh. Yeah, it's a solid 221 now. So that's about 5 thousandths over. And that one's about 222. So about 6 thousandths over. So I mean, that's realistically, that's pretty good. The amount of force that it would require to remove it. This link's not coming off now. 5 thousandths of interference is pretty good. I highly doubt it'll probably come off, but I mean, maybe we could go ahead and give it another little. I don't know if I can go anymore. That's the thing. I feel like if you go too much, it ends up like you can kind of crack them. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, I think we should be okay. I'll just tell the customer, yeah, that should be good. I've usually that's what you end up doing them too, and they should be good. Maybe if anything, just one more time, because this is a pretty freaking hard chain right here. But we really don't need to go too much more after this. Just being kind of OCD about it. Okay. Just working that rivet is what we're doing. All right. Oh, look at that. I think now I can. So now we're at 226 thousandths. What a difference. Okay, so just need that last little off. So there we go. There's that 10 thousandths that I wanted. Perfect. 225. About 226. So that's perfect right there. So we got 10 10 11 thousandths of crush, basically anywhere from 9 to 11 thousandths of crush or swedging basically of the rivet. It's gonna be perfect. So this isn't coming off right here. I can rest assured on that. Perfect. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you just gotta do it incrementally until it gets to where it needs to be. You just gotta take your time and have patience with it. Just from my experience, usually on a cheaper chain, they usually rivet up pretty quick. But I gotta usually if my customer asks for put good stuff on, usually it's gonna be like a harder chain like that right there. But that's what we got going on. It's looking pretty good. Too bad if we want to go an extra step, we could have replaced these nuts, but you know, customer already has quite a bit with the new, all the little new parts here. We got new axle, new hardware, you know, got new brake pads in there, fluid flush, valve adjustment. Got Urban Biker. Welcome to the chat. Okay. So I'll go ahead and just do a little bit of cleanup really quick. Kind of get some of these tools out of the way. All right. Very nice. Can't always see the chat, so if you guys are trying to reach out to me sometimes in certain positions or if I'm like really focused on what I'm doing, sometimes I just don't have the chance to respond. All right, cool. And having nice clean tools so the next time we use them, everything is ready to go. That's how we keep everything efficient. CBR 250. What kind of problems are you having with your CBR 250? All right, so that's pretty much it. This one didn't come with the second one. All right, it's very nice. Shoot. Ugh. Have a weird sound coming from the front. Like the front of the engine or the front of the bike? Not the timing. Okay, so I'm assuming we're talking about the engine. In the front, can you like narrow it down to like a side? Like a left side or a right side of the engine? Okay, left side of the engine. So that's going to be on the charging or flywheel side. So, that's interesting. I think I worked on one of those recently, and I don't think it was a 250. It was a 300 or a 400, and it was the same thing. It was making some like really weird sounds out of the left side of the engine, and I almost thought like it was having a charging issue, but that ended up being that was the stator at first, maybe burnt or locking up, but it ended up being that I didn't take apart the engine to fully diagnose it, but it pretty much ended up being like locked up. The motor, the bearings went bad, so the motor was, slowly starting to lock up. It's very possible, like the stator, if the oil hasn't been changed or it's been like high revving, it's very possible like the bearings on it are starting to go bad. And pretty much how you'd be able to determine that is when I pulled, changed the oil on the bike, a bunch of, it wasn't metallic shavings, but it was Babbitt, so like copper and brass. It's basically coming out of the engine or Babbitt material. Which is usually like the case bearings, the bearings that go in between the case and hold the crankshaft. Usually if the stator, or I mean if the flywheel or like rotor is loose, then probably have other issues. Yeah, I mean, usually they don't come loose though. That's the thing. Not under normal conditions. They normally don't come loose. Not unless like somebody was messing with it or something or didn't put it on correctly. That's a possibility. Sometimes I run into that where I'll see weird stuff. But in most cases, a stator or a flywheel shouldn't come loose under normal conditions. It's rotating. The stator doesn't move; it's stationary, and the rotor or the flywheel spins around the stator. But I've seen like weird stuff where like windings or stuff like usually it's either if it was crashed or if the bike was worked on recently, anything having to do in that area. That's usually 9 times out of 10. Like Honda's a really good motor to have a bearing fail. I mean, unless it was abused or neglected or worked on incorrectly. I see all sorts of stuff when the bike starts getting worked on by somebody who's unfamiliar with motorcycles or doesn't have the proper tools. That's basically like when issues start to happen. Was it wrecked? Was wrecked, nothing bad. I mean, so that's the thing. That was the thing on this stator right here. This one was wrecked, like not really that bad, but it was bad enough to where it broke the stator cover here. And he actually crashed it again after I fixed it. But underneath the stator cover here is your flywheel and your stator. And basically the flywheel got bent. So fortunately, it didn't damage the crankshaft. The crankshaft still spins true. But the flywheel had to be replaced, the stator had to be replaced, everything in there had the bolt was basically ground down. I'm pretty sure, I think you can find that video. It's probably like the last year or so I made this repair. But yeah, if it went sliding, I mean that's kind of what happened to this one right here, and it ground through the cover. So it depends if like it happened to you, or you took it to a shop and had it fixed. Um, I've also seen too sometimes if they do hit hard enough on the stator side, typically it'll bend the crankshaft just a little bit. All it needs is a couple thousandths of deflection to technically be out of spec, like 4, 5, 6 thousandths, and that crankshaft's going to have some crazy harmonics at 10,000 RPMs. And what that'll do is that'll start wearing out bearings, won't get proper oil lubrication, and eventually the engine's junk. All the damage was done to the right side. Copy. It's kind of hard to say then. I mean, if the bike runs but it's making sounds, it depends on like engine oil. There's not too much you can do. Um, if it was the right side or like the cam chain tensioner, usually you can kind of tell like a cam chain tensioner sound. Uh, but like it almost sounds like you could have like a bad crank bearing or something like that. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Come on. There. Oh. Okay, so for right now, I need to put this away. Okay, trash. Oh, I don't want to forget this either. Dang, forgetting all sorts of tools. Can't talk and work on bikes at the same time. Whooshing sound. I mean, does it make it all the time or just when you give it throttle? Is it making the sound as the engine's running, or does it only make the sound uh when you give it like gas and the RPM increases? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and torque that down. Let's remove that. Yeah, usually if it's coming from the left side, could be like a stator bearing or something like that, or a crankshaft bearing. $15. Okay, copy. Okay. Okay. Throw the other strap on this. Okay, sweet. All right. Let's see. How can I do this without breaking anything? All right. Gotta hold the brake. Oh. Shut off. 115. All right, go. Gonna have to lock it. Okay. Let's see what else can we do. Stuff a couple. Oh. Okay. I think I put that in the wrong way. Oh, I did put that in the wrong way. Whoops. Okay, 115 newton meters. Bueno. Okay, sweet. Bam. Perfect. That's how it's supposed to go. Torque to 115 newton meters. Looking good. All right, cool. Yeah, thanks, Brittany. Aha.
It's like using nail polish.
Okay, cool. So that's pretty much all back together. What else do I need to do? I think that's pretty much it. Wipe this shaft right here. This is the clutch push rod. Kind of clean it off just a little bit. Take a little bit of grease. Okay, sweet. Go. Poop. Which way did it go? Did like that? Yeah, maybe like that better. Okay. Now while we're at it, do a little bit of grease on these bushings. Oh, there goes my clip. Alright, that goes right there. Okay. I think it was like that. Yep, and then that went over it. Oh, almost forgot. Almost getting a little ahead of myself. I'm gonna have extra parts at the end of this project if I don't do this. Hold on. So, how did I have this before? Like that. Hold on. Almost forgot this right here. Speed sensor. Don't want to forget that. Okay. Let's see. That's gonna be, it's this one right here. We need these. Okay, I think that's supposed to be 28 newton meters. Hey, thanks, Chubby Wombat. Yeah, I like the little red highlights. Kind of adds a little bit of detail. It's kind of what you do at the factory. And also, if you come back to it the next day, you know that you worked on it. BRB.
Alright, cool. We'll need that in towards the end. Cleaning up is a part of the job, especially in a small confined workspace. Okay, so now that the sensor's on, okay, make sure our dowels are in. Got one here and one up there. Oh. It likes it that way better. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see where we're at. Washer, spring. Let's see, put a little bit of grease on that. Okay, they'll go on after that. Okay. Okay. Oh, is this not long enough? Am I tripping? Okay, there we go. A little delay of game. Okay, before we torque these down, kind of double check, make sure the clutch works. You can double check the little piston on the inside, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Oop. No, it feels like it's in there. Oop. Might have to loosen this up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Line up the dot with the mark. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and torque these down. Okay. Oh, did my... Ah, did. That's what happened. I was like, why can't I move it all of a sudden? Hold on. There we go. So I wanted that to look. Want those wires to look like that on the clip. Cool. Appreciate it, Devin. All right, cool. So now, double check this. Should line up with their punch mark. Damn, right there. So they don't come with the punch mark, but I put a little punch mark in it to kind of make it a little easier for when you take it off. Should go something like that. Okay. All right, that's our 10 millimeter there. About right. All right, there should be good. Let's see. And looks like we already have a 10 millimeter out. Okay, very nice. And we have to do this bolt right here. Okay. I think that feels okay. It's about a 16th going on almost a quarter of an inch. I'm gonna say that should be fine. Or if you even back it up like halfway, back it off one. That makes it a little. I think I like the other way better. Not too loose, not too tight. All right, cool. So sprocket cover's on. Okay, bike should be in neutral. Let's go ahead and check this chain out. Everything right here is all nice and tight. Should be fine. Okay, so let's see what else we got. So that's pretty much all the hardware out of that tray. So that's good. Nothing left over. Yeah, it looks like this bike was pretty messy. What's going on, Lay? Welcome to the chat. Alright, let's see. Let's go ahead and set the tension now. Should be good to go. Now, usually on most Gixxers, from what I notice, is we need to tension it to about 0.8 to 1.2 of free play. But typically when you tighten up the rear axle, it puts a little bit of tension on the chain. I don't know if that's like an older model thing or maybe just some of those bikes I've worked on, they have bent swing arms. Who knows? It's very possible, but we'll kind of find out right now, and we'll see if we can take this thing on a test drive, which would be really nice. Once it's finished, pretty much done, oil's in it. Just gotta get that rear wheel dialed in. We got Serge, welcome to the chat. Okay, am I gonna need this little 8mm? I don't think so. I think that's about it. Let's see, not forgetting anything. Nope, I don't think so. So now we want to go ahead and adjust that, take that play out. So let's go ahead and grab 10mm. Let's see where will we land. Okay, so we're about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7.5. All right. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like kind of like right at an 8. There we go. Let's see where we are at. That looks like right when it touches that bumper with about 10 pounds of force. That's how you know it's good. So I'm pretty sure if I measured it, that's exactly where it needs to be. So now I'm just kind of curious, if I tighten up this rear axle though, is it going to get tight like how it normally does? Let's see. Let me, the other thing too, kind of drop this bike all the way on its weight. Okay. Nice. Okay. Bike is under its own weight. Okay. Still feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and torque it. At least tighten it up and see what it feels like. So the other thing you can do too is you can kind of measure it sometimes. See where you're at. I think you can do that. I think they're both the same. If I'm not, they should be. So that's about 1 inch, 480 thousandths. One inch, 400 and like 99. So within 20 thousandths. Let's see. Sometimes it's not super. Yeah, that one's like that. Yeah, so they're off by about 20. So that one's let's see, smaller. So this one's actually pulled back just a little bit more. So what I can do, it's probably about 20 thousandths. And we're within about 10 now. So now we'll go ahead and torque this down. Let's see. Kind of see where we land. Maybe get our torque wrench ready. Let's see. This one's going to be about 100 newton meters. Okay, so to kind of speed things up. Okay, so that you want to make sure your blocks are all the way up against the tensioners. Usually on a sport bike, they're going to be, they're going to be right there. You're going to notice they're nice and tight. Yeah, that's in there. That looks good. That looks good. So another thing you can do too, typically, and maybe what we should do is kind of measure this. Hold on. Let's take a measurement. So it wants about 0.8 to 1.2. Let's see if I can do this. Usually I'm going to measure. So it's right about the 1. And that's about, it's like 1.3. It's like 1. So it's a little on the, it's technically on the looser side already. So let's see how it tightens up with the chain. Sometimes when you torque this down, it gets a little tighter. Let's double check that and see. If not, then we could probably go just a little tighter on it. Yeah. If I take the measurement from right there, actually, it's right under, it's about the 3 to the 3. So it's about 1 inch maybe. It's actually like almost perfect at 1 inch. But let's see if it changes when we torque the axle down. Oh yeah, look at that. That's the thing with these mixers, that's crazy. So when you torque the axle, it pulls on the chain for some weird reason. Now this chain's super tight, so what we gotta do, I kind of figured. Yeah, it's crazy. Something with the geometry of the swing arm. The geometry of the swing arm, when you tighten the rear axle, it probably brings it in and maybe further away. It's the only thing I can think of. So that was already pretty loose. So we had no free play whatsoever. What are we at right now? About 1.5, 2.5, about 1.4, 2.5. So it's not very much. Let's see. So we're pretty much at that first major line there. Let's go ahead and see what happens. Bring it over here. Nope, almost. There we go. Okay. So let's see what our. So we're like pretty loose now. So if you didn't have the experience, you would go, oh no, that's too tight. So let's see here. We are currently at, let's see, it's about 1.1 to 2.5. So we're about 1.5 inches right now. Let's go just a little bit more. Okay. It's about 1 to 2 point. There we go. So you got like 1.0 to about 2.5. It's about 1.5 inches. So figure, let's see where that lands us at right now. And to get an idea of where we are at, currently at 1 inch 510 thousandths. 1 inch 530 thousandths. So this one could, let's see, this one could come back just a little bit more still. 225, close enough. Let's see where we're at. Just right past the mark. Let's see, and then this one right here is, no, might have gone a little too much. Yeah, I think we'll just stick to the eyeball. That should be good. Okay. Okay. Kind of pull the chain down. Okay, let's see where we're at. Maybe a little too loose. No, there we go, a little too much. So we're about 1.1 to about 1.1. At 1.1, it's more like a 1.2 to a 2.1. So we're like right there. That's actually, see how it just barely touches the top of the rubber dampener, the swing arm? See how it just barely kind of touches it? So that's perfect. As this chain stretches, it's going to wear right into that. So I'm going to say that's good right there. Let's go ahead and torque this bad boy in place. Oh, the chain's brand new. It's not the chain. It's on these Gixxers here, the swing arm, when you torque it, it takes some of that slack out. So if you're not paying attention, you'll over tighten the frame or over tighten the chain. Okay, so 100 newton meters. Looking good. Okay. Yep. All right, perfect. There you go. So basically, whenever you're on the top of the bike, looking down, doing a quick glance, should be able to see that little red on the top there. Know that your rear axle's still there. Okay, cool. So now, actually, I'm still gonna need that. 1 second. Okay, wonderful. So that's pretty much that. All I gotta do is finish those brakes. Brakes are pretty much bled at this point. Those are all back together. Nice and good. Alright, let's see. So still need to tighten up the rear brake. Double check the fluid. Let's see. Still gonna need this. I think we should be good. Brakes. Yeah, brakes look pretty good. Brand new in position. Just a little bit of play. Axles nice and tight, properly adjusted. This thing's almost ready for a test drive. Yeah, all brand new. Not too loose, not too tight. That's what I call being in spec right there. It's like perfect. And it's just like just barely on the tight side. But so when it breaks in, you know, he'll be able to enjoy it a little bit better. Those first 600 miles are going to be good. Not going to have to worry about hearing a chain slapping around. Just have to maybe lube it, maybe do an adjustment. Should be good. Okay. Put the grip on. Grip feels nice and tight. Clutch feels good. Okay, fuel system. Just remembered there's one other thing. Let's see, that's all good. Rear end's good. Okay, we got to finish that. There's one more thing though that I want to do. Oh, would you look at that? Didn't even make too much of a mess. Perfect. That was going to be a little on the lower side, but it looks like it's actually, let's see here. Oh no, yeah, you can see the upper level. It's actually it's perfect. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, got pretty much the majority of it out. Bam. Perfect. Okay. Zoom in on it. It's about 95% full, just right under that upper mark there. Should be perfect. Don't necessarily want to overfill this. Okay. Should be good. Yep. Alright, and the 8mm, verify. Okay, nice and tight. Okay. What's our engine oil looking like? Perfect. Maybe just a little overfilled. Okay, perfect. It's right there. That's what the customer wanted. The customer asked if I could overfill it just a little bit. So it's actually, yeah, it's perfect. Okay. Well, shoot. What else do I do to this thing? It's pretty much ready to go freaking blast. Okay. Fuel system. Everything over here looks nice and good. Put everything together the way it should be. Looking tits. Okay. Everybody loves stickers. Mmm. Ooh, look at that. Sticker adds horsepower. Very nice. Okay. I just want to slap a couple more stickers on the bike. Or else kind of hide stickers on this thing. Hold on, right. Okay. Yeah. I like that. It's a little sticker there. Nobody's gonna notice that, you know. Kind of blends in with the other sticker. I kind of want to throw another one on it. Where else can I hide stickers on this thing? It's a sport bike, so usually people don't like stickers on their sport bike. But let's see, and I can throw one like right here. Oh, this is the good fairing. Let me throw one on the broken fairing. Customer can't get too mad. Yeah, right here. This is the broken fairing. Customer can't get too mad if I maybe throw one like right there. Let's do that. Okay. Wish I had some like round ones for this one right here. Can't even see it though. Be better on the other side. Try to get that free advertisement if y'all know what I mean. Probably like right here, realistically. Right there wouldn't look too bad. It's kind of like inconspicuous, but still kind of. All right. Heck yeah. You got a sticker on the bike. What's up? Hit me up. Okay, should be good. Oh, we just dropped 3 stickers on this bike right now. I like that, though. That's kind of cool. Shoot. Alright, cool. Let's take this thing out for a test drive. It's pretty much ready to rock and roll. Wait, right here. Oh, it's going to be. Yeah, 750 is a pretty cool bike, especially for a Gixxer. It's like kind of right in between that 600 and a 1000 cc. It's pretty fun to ride. Nice. Okay, cool. What else do we got left to put on this thing? Looks like some seat bolts. Okay. I feel like there's one other container. Aha. Okay. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Was I supposed to? I think I was supposed to put the seat on first. Well, that popped off pretty easily. Let's see. Should be good. Yeah, battery terminals look good. There we go. Now she's going. Okay. Very nice. This side, I think this side goes over here. There we go. All right, cool. I think our jigsaws back together. I think it's ready for a test drive. Interesting. This looks like fun. So, I think I'll maybe charge up the camera and take this thing out on a test drive. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This thing's back together, ready to be ridden. All right, cool. So I think that's it, guys. That's pretty much the end of this series right here. Probably do maybe just one last video. We'll go ahead and do our test drive. But besides that, that's pretty much it. Covered valve adjustment, air filter, spark plugs, chain sprockets, rear wheel, pretty much an array of services on this bike. So if you've been following along, thanks for watching. And if you just found me, pretty much we work on everything from motorcycles, dirt bikes, jet skis, mainly off-road vehicles, motorcycles. You'll find it here. So stay tuned, hit those comment boxes, give this video a thumbs up, and we'll see you soon.